that's okay. Right guys, so I know some of you are still waiting for it to load, but I'm just going to do a couple of wee demos of PHP up on the board, alright? I'm not going to dwell too long on the real basics because at this point, I would imagine you guys are quite happy with for loops, if statements, assigning variables, etc. Yeah? Yeah? Cool. Right. So, but I'm just going to show you a couple of conventions. One of the things at this unit, I don't think the programming is tough, right? There's nothing like two-dimensional arrays or anything like that going on. But where the problem is, it's how you control the flow of the data. That can be a wee bit tricky. All right. So the other day I got you to start looking at your HTML and just refreshing on that. And one of the things I would say, just to make life easier for you, it's better if you've sharpened up your HTML before you try and get into the PHP, because the two have to work together. All right, and I'll show you how we do that. So I've made a wee folder called Langside PHP intro, and I'm just going to make some stuff in there. So I'm just going to go to File and New File. Now, you need, maybe it goes without saying, you need a server to run PHP or something acting as a server. You can use XAMPP or MAMP or whatever, depending on your operating system. Also, during the duration of this course, you've got code anywhere, so you can use the container that we've built for that. All right. So I'm not going to look at databases right now, but we will get into it. So very simply to start off, I'll make the font a bit bigger so you can all see it. If you're ever using PHP, there's a couple of rules, right? We use PHP to build web pages. However, you cannot use PHP in HTML documents, right? But you can use HTML and PHP documents. Got it? Right, so the reason being, if something is formatted with a .html extension, the server will pretty much ignore it. It won't look at the content, it doesn't care. It knows that the browser is going to process that content. Where it's a PHP, the server sees it's PHP and processes the content of it. And sometimes you'll see that they kind of marry up together. So in order to initialize PHP, you always start PHP with a question mark, tag PHP. Okay, and you can either take a new line or put it in the same line, it doesn't care. And then I'm just going to do the typical echo hello world. Okay. Put that in quotes. Oops, got a single quote there. When you're finished with your PHP, use a question mark and a closing arrow. And it's all contained in there. Now I'm just going to save this as Langside PHP intro. I'll save it as index.php. Now, again, I'm not sure what knowledge you guys have of web servers or web technology. If you want a file to appear as the root document in a folder, you must call it index, whether it's index.php or index.html. The server defaults to the index file, all right? If you don't give it an index file, it will give you a display of the contents of the folder. Okay, and then you can click on it there. Doesn't massively matter in these wee demos, right? I'm just playing about just now. So you'll notice that echo is the output, all right, and it goes in there. Now, it doesn't matter to it, it can go up there, that can go up there as well, so you can do it like that, all right. Very much like HTML, it just ignores white space. So whatever convention you are happy with doing that. If I save that, I think prepare you for the excitement of this. Go to File Preview, that wee button there, and there we have it. Yeah, you all okay out there? Right, so that echo is simply the output. Now, slightly more interesting, what you can do is you can use HTML inside the strings. So if I want to format that like a heading 1, I put h1 in there and end h1 in there. Okay. And again, I'll just go up here and refresh it. And you'll see that it now formats as an h1. Now, here's the trick of PHP, if you like. PHP is server based and it is secure in the fact that, and a bit different from JavaScript, because the server that has been processed through a server and generated. So if I press F12 on my console, you will see it generates default, but it just says hello world, right? It doesn't say the PHP tags anywhere. So you've used PHP a million times before in web pages you've looked at. You just won't know you've used it because it's kind of invisible technology to the user. Yeah? So you can't see the source code. That's if you could see the source code for PHP, we'd all be in trouble because all your details are out there and so it goes. Alright. Any questions so far? Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now, next, I'm going to put a wee variable here, and I am going to say var1 equals variable 1, and semicolon. Alright, and in there I will echo $sign var1. Save it, refresh it, variable 1 gets output. Okay, the $sign takes a wee bit of getting used to, but you will get used to it reasonably quickly. Okay. Now, this is important, this bit, and it's easy enough, but what I want you to do is get your head around it at this point, because when we go further into it and we're trying to mix up HTML and PHP together, it can trip you up, and it will still trips me up to this day, getting your quotes and your brackets right. Because what you're doing, PHP is processing all this, but then it's looking at the string, and that is getting processed as HTML. Alright. Now, I can happily put some HTML in here as well. I could just put in, in fact, just to demonstrate it to you, I'm going to come outside my PHP tags, and I'm just going to put in paragraph, the fat cat, stats, all in that. Will that work? Yes or no? Think so? Okay. That's how it go. And it goes. And again, you can see it's got hello world is formatted as HTML. Paragraph is formatted as fat cat sat in the mat. But variable 1 is sitting there kind of unformatted. Right. So what I'd like to do is make this a wee bit nicer. And I want to format variable 1 with HTML. So this is where we're going to have to combine them. Alright. So we're still going to use echo. But what I'm going to do here, I am going to I want to format it as a heading 2. Alright. Nice and simple. Now, in here, if I put H2 and close H2 there, will that work? Let's have a look. New. Right. So it generates a PHP error. Get used to this wee horrible line coming up, because when you start doing SQL statements with it, and you put one thing at a place, it'll quickly tell you you've put one thing at a place. So all it's saying there is it doesn't expect variable 1 to occur at that particular position on line 4. Alright, so let's go back in. So the problem here is that I have not separated my HTML string and my PHP variable. So what I need to use now, again, because it's a web stuff, I'm not sure what your background is in it. In JavaScript, I think you use pluses. I think, can't remember. You've got to use a dot to separate it. Alright. Save that. Go in. Refresh. And again, dot on both sides. Yeah. So see there, because that's HTML, we need to separate it with a dot. That's our PHP variable. Separate with a dot and back into our HTML. Yes. Alright. We use that as the separator. Does that make sense? Okay. And if I wanted to put in another, let's say I want to put an H3 in, just to be awkward. And what I could do here, I could say H3 in there. And I'll output var1 again. Will that work? Do you care? You mean in there? Right. So I know why you're saying that. It'll work, right? Because HTML, if you think about HTML, I could actually do that and it'll still work. Because I've started my quote there, so it knows that that's HTML. Alright, so if I save that, there you go, HT. Alright. Now, when you get to putting stuff in forms, it gets a bit crazy, but you'll get there with it. Okay. So let's look at so that's how you combine variables and strings. Why don't we look at changing the output of something depending on a variable? Yeah. Okay. So let's make two variables in here, and I'll go num1 equals 3 and num2 equals 5. Happy with that? Yeah, cool. Right, so what I can do here is I can put an if statement in. Now this is where you'll see the real similarities between the languages. If num1 is less than num2, we can echo something. So I'm just going to echo num1 is smaller. That's logically correct, isn't it? Yes, Michael. Alright, yeah. Actually, what I'll do, I'll cover my bases here. I'll say if num1 is less than or equal to, num1 is smaller or equal to num2. Okay. Right, will I run this? See what happens. Num1 is smaller than or equal to num2. Then I go in here, I'll just change that to 7, save that, refresh it. What will happen now? Nothing. Alright, because I've not told it what to do. What I could do in there is else. Echo num2 is bigger. And paragraph. Okay, refresh that. Num2 is bigger. Yeah. Oh, that's not exactly. We're not pulling up trees here, are we? All comfortable with that? Okay. So your if statements, your for loops, your while loop. I don't know if we're using switch case. It's very similar, so there's not. It's based in C. Right. However, let's try and make this look a wee bit nicer, right? Because if you're trying to build a website out of this, that's all well and good, but technically it's all rubbish because I've not got a header, a footer, I've not got a. You know what I mean? I've got to look at how I make this come together a wee bit more. So in here, what I'm going to do is I can surround it by HTML. Right? So I could go in, say exclamation mark doc type, HTML, head, title, starting PHP, and I've got body. Now, you have all been taught that all content must go in the body, haven't you? Right, so this is not going to fly, is it? Would you agree with me? Because I'm echoing stuff, I'm echoing paragraphs, I'm not in the body. So how can I fix that? So because I'm telling it there that I'm starting my PHP, I can just cut that out of there and stick it in the body. I'm just going to tidy that up because it's a bit messy. Okay. So now, if I run my codes, it won't look that much different, but what you can see is now it's all properly structured in the web page. All right. So you can stop it there. Now, let's imagine we had to echo hundreds of HTML here, right? Loads of stuff. What you could actually do as well is you could say, right, we've reached this point of the program. I'm going to stop my PHP there, and I'm going to restart my PHP there, and I can just go in there and just start typing in HTML as you would. You could do that as well. So you can use that wee arrow question mark to close it, and PHP to stop to start it again. Essentially, all you're doing there is keeping that bracket in the PHP, right? But you need it because it'll just crash if you don't use it. Right, so let's look at this. So that section there is HTML. Agreed? Then we've started our PHP there. And we stop the PHP there. Now, sometimes you might want to do this, right? It depends what you're doing. You could stop your PHP there and then just start typing normal HTML in there, right? But say you're doing loads of stuff, you don't want it echoed, because the echo puts more quotes in. So sometimes you might want to just do normal HTML at this point. All right. All I'm saying there is that stops it. Do your normal HTML in here, and then when you want to finish off your else statement, start it again. That's it. All right. So that wee bit's there contained. Bit footery, but I'm just letting you see it can be done. All right. I'll just take that back out just now. Otherwise, you must echo your output. Number 2 is bigger, yeah? Alright. Okay, so that's kind of mucking about with a PHP page. What I want you to do is go away, try setting up a couple of if statements, assigning variables and muck about with it, alright? I'll give you 20 odd minutes to muck about with that, and then we'll do something a wee bit different. Okay.